Hi there, my name is Kayvon, and I am having a terrible time trying to make this video. I'm in a motel right now because my apartment is undergoing some repairs, and the lighting in here sucks, and the background noise is awful. I don't know how much y'all will be able to hear, but it's been terrible. So I'm just having a terrible time. But I'm determined to make this video, so I'm going to make one more attempt right now anyway. One of the most frequently asked questions that I have received on this channel is, if your story is true, then why hasn't the CIA killed you yet? I mostly answered this in my last video in this series, which I will put a link to in the description below for those who haven't seen it. But I would like to offer one more piece of my answer to this question. And that is that speaking out publicly is actually part of what is keeping me alive. And the way that I speak out publicly has a lot to do with what is keeping me alive. Unlike many criminal organizations, the CIA does not have a reputation that is entirely negative. In fact, there are many people, in the American public at least, who believe that the CIA is good, that they are working to protect the American people, and that they are a military organization doing their jobs like any other. These things are extremely not true, but these are things that people believe. And the CIA has a lot of very, very understandable reasons for wanting to uphold that reputation. So, they do not want to develop a reputation as a criminal organization that kills people for speaking out. I am 21 years old. I am in relatively good health. There is no reason why I would drop dead anytime soon, except through some sort of freak accident. And while the CIA could stage a freak accident in which I was killed, that would look very suspicious considering the type of testimony that I have been giving for the last year, or almost year. There are a lot of people who disbelieve my story because I am still alive to tell it. Those are the kinds of people that ask me this question. So, it stands to reason that were I to suddenly drop dead, were it to look suspicious, which it naturally would given the circumstances, these very people may be a lot more likely to believe me. My story would possibly reach a lot more people than it has and be taken a lot more seriously by a lot more people, were it to be spread posthumously after I were to mysteriously die young. So by keeping me alive, the CIA is allowing me to implicitly discredit myself in the eyes of others when I talk. And I mentioned that the way I speak out has to do with it too. You may notice from watching my videos that I do not name names of famous people. I have not actually named the names of my family members of which I speak. People may be able to find out that information if they search for it, but no one in my family is famous in the public eye. So, no one about whom I have spoken is high profile in any way that anyone outside of NK Ultra could see. I have also not gone to court and am not going to go to court. Not that I can at least see in the near future. Nor do I have any physical proof of any individual's involvement in what I grew up in. I had photographic evidence that I myself was trafficked. I did not have photographic evidence that anyone specific was involved in that trafficking. If you put the evidence together of the family photos that I had, you would be able to tell that the trafficking was taking place in my family home from the photographs. But you still would not be able to prove that my parents were involved. And so what I'm trying to say is that I do not have any physical evidence that is proof of what I went through that can be seen as a major threat to the CIA and their reputation. So, risking their reputation by killing me does not make much sense when I am not much threat to their reputation in the first place. The way in which I am a true threat to them isn't so much in who in the general public I can sway, but it is in how many MKUltra slaves I can help to free themselves through deprogramming. I have a lot of knowledge of programming and deprogramming. And over time, I intend to continue to use that knowledge to help more and more people who are in the situation I was in to free themselves. And that is very costly to the CIA, and they do not want that. But still, given all of the reasons that I listed in my last video for why they keep me alive, in addition to this one that I'm listing in this video, they still, as of now, find it in their best interest to keep me alive, in spite of who I can sway in the general public, and in spite of how many MK survivors I have so far been able to help get free. I would not be surprised if something were to happen to me if I were to actually make it to fully deprogram myself and become a deprogrammer-therapist. That is likely to take place if I make it to that age in my 30s. But even then, by then, I may have reached enough people in the general public that it would look really bad for them to kill me. So I can't say for certain what will happen to me, but as of now, I feel like I am fairly secure in my position with the CIA, and I feel like I'm going to live for some time. And that is not meant to be interpreted that I'm willingly working for the CIA. But if you watch my last video and this one, I think you'll understand what I mean when I say position, and understand why I would hope that I think I'm going to live for some time. Thank you.